चैतन्य चरितामृत मध्य लीला चैप्टर 16 टेक्स्ट 121। सभी सुनने वाले वैष्णवा वैष्णवी गोपा गोपियों को, भाई बहनों को और सभी भक्त वृंद प्रेमियों को सर्ववंद्य देवी दासी माता जी का दंडवत प्रणाम स्वीकार करें। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जन शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। विष्णुपाद कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते जया स्वामी इति नामिने नमः। आचार्यापाद नित्यकृपा प्रदायिने गौरकथा दामादाय नगरग्राम तारिणे नमः। विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिने इति नामिने नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यास ततो जयमुदीरये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम राम हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। वासुदेवा परा वेदा, वासुदेवा परा मखा, वासुदेवा परा योगा, वासुदेवा परा किरी, वासुदेवा परम ज्ञानम, वासुदेवा परा तपः, वासुदेवा परो धर्मो, वासुदेवा परा गति। कृष्णे सदामो धर्म ज्ञानादि भीषा कलो नष्टो दिशा वेशा पुराणार्को उदिनोदिता नष्ट प्राये शवद्रेश नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्ठिकीम्। जय राम जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौरा भक्तवृंद। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र जय गौरा भक्तवृंद। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद जय अद्वैत चंद्र गौरा भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे हरे। वृंदावन में श्री कृष्ण पूरी जगन्नाथ मायापुर में गौरांगित बोलो रे सब। वृंदावन में श्री कृष्ण पूरी जगन्नाथ मायापुर में गौरांगित बोलो रे सवा। वृंदावन में श्री कृष्ण पूरी जगन्नाथ मायापुर में गौरा निताय बोलो रे सब। वृंदावन में श्री कृष्ण पूरी जगन्नाथ मायापुर में गौरा निताय बोलो रे सब। जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी बाबा तुम्हें। जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी बाबा तुम्हें। जगन्नाथ स्वामी नयन पथगामी There is no one as merciful as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu within all three worlds, simply by seeing him from a distance. One is overwhelmed with love of Godhead. The Lord then go into a new boat and cross the river. Walking in the full moonlight, he finally reached the town known as Chaturdwara. The Lord spent the night there and in the morning took his bath, and at that time remains of Lord Jagannatha food arrived. Following the king order, the superintendent of the temple sent large quantities of prasadam every day, and it was carried by many persons. After accepting the prasadam, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stood up, started to do chanting the holy names, Hari Hari. Ramanand Rai Maharaja, Ramanand Raya, Mardaraja, and Sri Harichandana always went with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and rendered various service. Paramananda Puri Goswami, Swarupa Damodara Jagannatha Mukunda, Govinda Kesivara, Haridasa Thakura, Bakreswara Pandita, Gopinath Acharya, Damodara Pandita, Ramai Nandai, and many other devotees accompany the Lord. I have maintained only the chief devotees. No one can describe the total number. When Gadadhara Pandita started to go with the Lord, he was forbidden to come and was asked not to give up the vow of Kshetra Sannyasa. When he was requested to return to Jagannatha Puri, Gadadhara Pandita told the Lord, wherever you are staying is Jagannatha Puri. Let me, so-called Kshetra Sannyasa, go to hell. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked Gadadhara Pandita to remain at Jagannatha Puri and engaged in Gopinatha service, Gadadhara Pandita replied, one renders service, go Gopinatha a millionth time simply by seeing your lotus feet. Text Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then said, if you abandon his service, it will be my fault. It is better that you remain here and render service. That will be my satisfaction. The Pandita replied, do not worry, all the fault will be on my head. I shall not accompany you but shall go alone. I shall go to see Sachimata, but I shall not go for your sake. I shall be responsible for the abandoning of my vow and service to Gopinatha. Thus, Gadadhara Pandita Goswami travelled alone, but when they all arrived at Kataka, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu called him and he went into the Lord's company. No one can understand the loving intimacy between Gadadhara Pandita and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Gadadhara Pandita gave up his vow and service to Gopinatha just as one gives up a place of straw. Gadadhara Pandita behavior was very pleasing to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hearts, nevertheless, the Lord took his hand and spoke to him, displaying the anger of love. You have abandoned Gopinatha service and broken your vow to live in Puri. All that it now complete because you have come so far. Your waiting go to with me is simply a desire for sense gratification. In this way, you are breaking two religious principles, and because of this, I am very unhappy. I am very unhappy. If you want my happiness, please return to Nilanchala. You have simply condemned me if you say any more about this matter. Saying this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got into a boat and Gadadhara Pandita immediately fell down unconscious. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ordered Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya to the Gadadhara Pandita with him. The Bhattacharya told Gadadhara Pandita, "Get up, such are the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You should know that Lord Krishna himself violated his own his own promise just to keep the promise of grandfather Bhishma. Intending to make my promise true, Lord Krishna broke his own promise not to take up a weapon at Kurukshetra. With his outer garment falling off, Lord Sri Krishna jumped from his chariot, picked up a wheel, and came running at me to kill me. Indeed, he rushed at me like a lion going to kill in elephants, and he caused thus whole earth to tremble. Similarly, tolerating separation from you, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has protected your vow with great endeavor. In this way, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya revived Gadadhara Pandita, then both of them, very much grief-stricken, returned to Jagannatha Puri Nilanchala. All the devotees would abandon all kinds of duties for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's sake, yet the Lord did not like the devotees giving up their promised duty. All the devotees would abandon all kinds of duty for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Yet the Lord did not like the devotees giving up their promised duty. All these are the misgiving of loving affairs. Whoever listen to these incident gets the shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet very soon. All these are the misgiving of loving affairs. Whoever listens to these incidents gets the shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet very soon. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his party arrived at Yajapura, the Lord asked the two government officers who had come with him to return. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bade farewell to the officers as Raya Ramananda continued on with the Lord. The Lord talked of Ramananda Raya about Sri Krishna day and night. In each and every village, in compliance with the king's order, government's officers constructed new houses and filled each of them with stocks of grain. Thus they served the Lord. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu finally arrived at Remuna, where he bade farewell to Sri Ramananda Rai. When Ramananda Rai fell to the ground and lost consciousness, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took him upon his lap and began to cry. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's feeling of separation from Ramanand Raya are very difficult to distribute ahead. Indeed, it is almost intolerable to do so, and therefore I cannot describe the further. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu finally arrived at the border of the state of Orissa, a governors a government officers came there to meet him. For 2 or 4 days, the government officer served the Lord. He also gave the Lord detailed information of what was ahead. He informed the Lord that the territory ahead was ruled by a Muslim government who was a drunkard of you out of fear of the king. No one could walk the road freely. The jurisdiction of the Muslim government extended up to Pichalada. Due to fear of the Muslim, no one would cross the river. Maharaja Prataprudra, government officer, further Maharaja Prataprudra, government officer, further informed Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that he should stay at the Orissa border for some days, so that is a peaceful agreement could be neglected with the Muslim governor. In that way, the Lord would be able to cross the river peacefully in a boat. At that time, followers of the Muslim governor arrived at the Orissa encampment dressed in disguise. The Muslim spies saw the wonderful characteristic of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and when he returned to the Muslim governor, he told him, a mendicant has come from Jagannathapuri with many liberated persons. All these saintly people incessantly chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and they all laugh, dance, chant, and cry. Many millions upon millions of people come to see him, and after they see him, they cannot return home. All these people became like madmen. They simply chant the holy name of Krishna and dance. Sometimes they even cry and roll on the ground. Actually, these things cannot even be described. One can understand them only by seeing, considering his influence. I accept him as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. After seeing this, the messenger began to chant the holy names of Hare, Hare and Krishna. He also began to laugh and cry, dance and sing exactly like a madman. When the Muslim governor heard this, his mind, his mind, his mind, his mind changed. He then sent his secretary to the representative of the Orissa government. The Muslim secretary came to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When he offered his respectful respect to the Lord's lotus feet and uttered the holy name of the Lord, Krishna, Krishna, he also was overwhelmed with ecstatic love. After climbing down, the Muslim secretary offered his respects and informed the representative of the Orissa government, the Muslim governor has sent me here. If you agree, the Muslim governor will come here to meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and then return. The Muslim governor is very eager and he has submitted this petition with great respect. It is a proposal for peace. You need not fear that we will fight. Upon hearing this proposal, the representative of the Orissa government, the Mahapatra, was very much astonished. He thought the Muslim governor is a drunkard who has changed his mind. It must be Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself who has changed the Muslim mind due to his presence and even due to his remembrance. The whole world is liberated. After thinking, this Mahapatra immediately informed the Muslim secretary, it is a great fortune for your governor. Let him come visit Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. However, let me make a understood that he should come where without weapons. He, he say, bring with him 5 or 7 servants. The secretary returned to the Muslim governor and informed him of this news. Dressing himself like a Hindu, the Muslim governor then came to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Upon seeing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from a distant place, the Muslim governor fell to the ground and offered obeisances. Tears came to his eyes, and he was jubilant with ecstatic emotions. Arriving in that way, the Muslim governor was respectfully brought before Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by the Mahapatra. The governor then stood before the Lord with folded hands, and he chanted the holy name of Krishna.